Hey guys, how you doing? I miss you guys already, and I hope you had a good week or so. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you ate lots of turkey. I know I did. I ate too much, and I fell asleep watching football with my family. I'm also looking forward to eating turkey leftovers for the next 2 weeks, as I'm sure you can probably relate to. Turkey sandwiches, turkey soup, all those things like that. It's part of the Thanksgiving tradition, right? Well, today in music, we have a few things or activities to do. Look at my list here. One, we're going to learn a new rhythm called Tika Tika. And we introduced this year two new rhythms that we didn't always have time for as we were closing up school. One was the whole rest. Hold on. One is the whole rest that looks like this. Remember, how many beats does this get? 4, not 2. 2 would look like that. Okay, so 2, 4. I know it's confusing. And then we also did a whole note, which looks like a donut hole, and that gets 4 beats, and we call it ta. But we're going to learn a new one called Tika Tika today, which is my personal favorite. We're also going to warm up our singing voice and get that going because if we don't, your voice is a muscle, and if we don't keep exercising it, then it's going to get weak, and we don't want that. All right. We're also going to be playing some patterns to the song Jingle Bells. And we're going to be trying to locate and find some easy instruments in your house that you can play some patterns on while listening to Jingle Bells. We're going to learn about a new instrument called the steel pan drum, which is really, really fun. And then at the end, I'm going to show you a really fun game called Turkey Ninja, which isn't necessarily music related, but it's fun. So we'll do it. So here is Welcome to Music. I want you to echo and make sure you're activating that upper voice, woo, and not getting stuck in your talking voice.
Welcome to music. Welcome to music. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Gonna do some singing.
Sing the echoes.
Gonna use our ears.
Gonna use our ears.
We're going to have a lot of fun. 'Cause music time has just begun. Welcome to music. Welcome to music. Glad you're here. Glad you're here.
All right, I want you to try that one more time. I know some of these repeat signs can be kind of confusing, so I'm just going to try to track with my mouth so you know what's going on.
Welcome to music. Welcome to music. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Gonna do some singing. Gonna do some singing. Gonna use our ears. Gonna use our ears. We're going to have a lot of fun. 'Cause music time has just begun. Welcome to music. Welcome to music. Glad you're here. Glad you're here.
Yeah, sorry about the blue bar blocking your view in the bottom. Okay, this next part might be a little bit tricky, but we'll give it a try, okay? So rhythms to play with Jingle Bells. Ti ti ta, ta, ti ti ta, ta, ti ti ta, ta, ti ti ta, ta, ti ti ta, ta. Speak it. Okay, so here we go. Here is one of the topics for today's lesson. This guy right here is called Tika Tika. It is 4 short sounds that create some really fun patterns. So this one would, why don't you just try it? See what would happen. See if you can say Tika Tika when you get here. Did your pattern sound like this? Ti ti tika tika ta ta. 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 Try it out a couple times. Ta ta. Ti ti tika tika ta. Well, let's back up a second. Ti ti tika tika ta ta. Ti ti tika tika ta ta. Ti ti ta. You touching your shoulders? Ta ti ti ta ta ti ti ta ta. Tika tika ti ti ta ta. Tika tika ti ti. Ti ti ta ta. Ti ti ta ta. Ti ti ta ta. Ti 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 ta ta. Ti ti tika tika ta ta. Ta ta. Ti ti ta ta. How'd you do? Are you a little bit out of practice? Were you a little bit tongue-tied on the tika tikas? When I think of tika tika, I think of Pokemon, and I think of Pikachu. Pika pika. Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen with you guys here. This part, I don't know if you can see it or not. I want you to make some shakers, either some shakers, or you can use some sticks as spoons right here, like just made of wood. You can turn a kitchen bowl upside down to make a drum. Shakers and scrapes. You can just put like some beans inside of a Tupperware container. Some metal makes a great scraper right there, or a tapper. Hi guys, I don't know if the last part of the video got recorded, so if I'm saying things over again, just hang with me. I wanted you guys to make sure that you were making two instruments, two different sounds. So you could have a shaker and something that you can use to hit, because you're going to be playing two different sounds on the following video. Okay, this is the song that you're going to make up some rhythms to. There are two parts of the song: the chorus, which is the main part, or the catchy part, and then the verse. I want you to play each instrument on the different parts. So the chorus, you might play the sticks and come up with some rhythms. Bonus points if you can add some tika tikas. And then on the verse, I want you to use the other instrument. I'm playing my air drums. It's the verse. Verse. Okay, I want you to listen to that instrument. It's got a weird metallic sound. Well, not weird, an awesome metallic sound, because we're going to be learning about that in a couple minutes.
Now it's a holiday, it's a holiday, it's a holiday, it's a holiday.
Switch
It's a
instruments.
celebration, celebration, celebration. Everybody feeling fine, and it's a celebration, celebration, celebration. Everybody feeling fine, and it's a celebration. It's a woo celebration, celebration. Everybody feeling fine. Sing it. It's a celebration, yeah. Celebration, celebration. Everybody feeling fine. Here we go. It's a celebration, yeah. Good. All right, Michael. Celebration, yeah. Everybody feeling fine. Whoa.
Okay. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, like I said, is learn about the steel pan drum. This video is about 12 minutes long. It's the last thing that we're going to do. So just sit back, relax, and take a look.
Hi guys, my name is Ed Anderson and I'm a music teacher here in Mount Dora, Florida, and Music Play Online has given me the awesome task of introducing you to the world of steel drums. So get ready, we're going to learn about some new music, we're going to see some new instruments, and I hope you're going to enjoy the ride. Let's go. Now the first thing we're going to see is we're going to see a authentic steel band from the island of Trinidad and Tobago where the steel drum is from. This group is called the Shell Invaders, and I had the wonderful opportunity to work with the New Steel Orchestra in Trinidad this past summer. So they're an awesome group. You're absolutely going to love this piece. This is what a real steel band sounds like. They're doing a tune called Hookin' Me. So, hope you enjoy.
That's pretty insane, isn't it? Actually, up north, I believe Petoskey, which is in Michigan, they have a steel drum band that comes to Tulip Time, and they play. If you guys haven't seen them when they come through in the parade, you should definitely stop to see them. Looks like they're singing at the same time, aren't they? What's crazy to me is, you know, some people, like when you have a group of people trying to sing or play together, and there's like maybe 10 to 15 people, it's hard to stay at the same speed. But there are over 100 people on stage right now, and they're able to stay at the same tempo.
four basic categories. There are some variations of this instrument, but they basically boil down to these four. So the first one we'll look at is called the reed, sometimes called the tenor, sometimes people call it the ping pong. And if you want to come around here, you can see all the different notes inside the steel drum. Each one of these has its own sound and is actually an actual musical note. I'll play it like a C major scale for you. So it has a very unique sound. And like I said, in the steel pan orchestra, this instrument plays a melody. So I'm going to play a short little melody for you so you can kind of get an idea. Second instrument in the steel pan orchestra are called the double seconds. There's a variation of this called the double tenors.
How many of you want one of
The
those?
job of this instrument is to play what we call the alto voice. In the steel pan
How many of your
orchestra,
parents want you to
we
have one of those in the
soprano,
house?
The alto, the tenor, and the bass. As we said, the lead steel drum over here, this one plays the tenor voice. This one here is the alto voice. And it basically has two functions. Sometimes it'll play melody. Now, also, sometimes it'll play what we call strumming. And if you've seen a guitar and someone just strumming their strings along to a song or something like that, well, that's basically what it does. So we'll play a little bit of a strumming pattern for you. Now, as you can see right here, these are a lot shinier than this. You're like, Mr. Anderson, what is that? Well, sometimes the steel drums are covered with what we call chrome, and it gives it a nice, brighter sound. Again, you can look inside the steel drum. You can see the different sections right here, where you can hear all the different notes. And so it gives it, chrome covering gives it a nice, real bright sound. And so these are actually my own personal set. I love them. I've had these for a long time. And I just can't get enough of playing them. So the next instrument in the steel pan orchestra are called the triple guitars. So sometimes
So the one you guys just saw, the double tenors. Bum 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 bum. I know that part may not sound the most exciting, but when you think about it, it's kind of the glue that holds all the other parts together. It doesn't have to be exciting.
you may actually have four, or even sometimes I've seen five. But mainly we call these the triple guitars, just because mainly we use three of them. Now, as you can see, the barrels, number one, they got bigger, and number two, there's more of them. Well, why is this? Well, come here, I'll show you. If you look here inside the barrel, you can see that the notes here are actually bigger, and because they're bigger, they take up more space in the steel pan. And so we have to have more barrels in order to have a full set of notes. So right here, as you can see, it has a low sound. And just like the double second, a main job of this is to do the strumming for the orchestra. It strums what we call the lower chords. And this is the tenor voice in the orchestra. So we're going to play just a little bit for you. So as you can see, it has that much lower voice right there, and it helps fill out the harmony on the lower end of the orchestra. Now, we're going to look at the big boys in the steel pan orchestra, the bass. Come on. So finally, guys, we have the bottommost voice in the steel pan orchestra, the bass pan. As you can see, there are 6 full barrels here. They're huge. Now, believe it or not, this is actually the minimum number of barrels that you can have. I've seen some where you've had 9 barrels with 3 right here. I've seen some where you have 12 barrels.
Seems
going across.
complicated, doesn't it?
It is awesome. Now, like I said, the bass pan, because the notes are bigger and they sound lower, you need more barrels. So come on and take a look. I'll show you these right here. As you can see, there are only 3 notes per barrel. That's why you need 6 barrels, 18 notes minimum for a bass pan. And so what the bass pan does, it plays just like the bass guitar in a band, like boom, 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 boom. Well, that's what this does right here. It plays the bass lines for the steel pan orchestra. Here, let me show you. So it's got that really big sound right there. And you can hear all of these. Usually in a big steel band orchestra like in Trinidad, you're going to find like 4, 5, sometimes up to 8 basses in a steel band orchestra. It is awesome to hear. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed learning about these instruments and hearing them. It's amazing how a small Caribbean nation, just out the southernmost part of the Caribbean, invented an instrument that is now
All right, guys, I'm going to pause you there. So that's about the steel drum. It is a percussion type instrument, and the beautiful thing is, as you heard earlier, it can play a crazy amount of fun melodies. Next up is Turkey Ninja. Okay, I want you guys to go to YouTube, type in Turkey Ninja, and start out with just normal speed. But eventually I want you to get faster and faster and see if you can handle it. The main objective for this, even though it isn't specifically a music game, is that I want you to notice how it feels to play or do songs at different speeds. And it's great for getting you out of your seat. Ready? Uh-oh. Kick. Try not to kick my computer. Okay, look out. Now that is really easy. I want you guys to play level 2. And if you've never done it before, you can change the playback speed on YouTube videos by just clicking on this gear in the bottom. And so you go from normal. Try it on 1.5, but 2 is insane. Do you want to see it? Oh, look out. Oh. Yeah, so I want you guys to play that. There's Turkey Ninja 1, Turkey Ninja 2, and I think it will help you, especially if you need a break when you're doing online classes, to kind of get up out of your chair and move around. It's good for your brain, you guys. Yeah, so to close out today's lesson, we learned about a new note called Tika Tika. We played some patterns over a song called It's a Holiday. You were to make 2 little instruments, simple instruments to play along with that. We learned about a new instrument called the steel pan drum. And we did Turkey Ninja. Well, next week we are going to be working on some major and minor, which we've been working on the last couple weeks. And we're going to be doing some rhythm practice. I hope you guys have a great week. Especially your first week of virtual learning. Don't get discouraged. You guys can totally do this. We are all pulling for you. I'll see you guys next week.